boys are back. The boys are back. The boys are
Yeah.
back. Happy New Year, guys. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy
Happy New Year.
2025.
Yeah. Ooh, 2025. That hits hard.
It's hard,
2025.
Yeah.
We've not entered
Shout
New
out
Year
to,
yet now.
shout out to those turning 25 in 2025.
Do you know it's
That's
crazy?
me. That's me. That's me. That's me.
You know, I've never
Thank
seen
you.
anybody. I've never
Thank
seen
you.
anybody born in 2000 and upward before.
I'm here.
Really?
I'm here.
Like I can't imagine it. You say, what's your date of birth? I was born so and so 2000. Eh? Like,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Like, bro.
But
Yeah,
I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here, guys.
Bloody old
Yeah.
25 next year, September.
What's the name of this footballer, female footballer? Dennis Rodman's kid, Trinity Rodman.
Yeah, fine lady like that.
Yeah, Trinity Rodman. She I think she was born in Trinity Rodman was born in like the 2000s.
Are you joking?
I'm not. I'm not joking. Yeah, she was born in 2002. She's 22.
And two. Wait, nigga, they say and.
yeah. She was born after the blueprint dropped.
Do you know what? Do you know how crazy?
Yeah, she was
the
born
concept
after
of-
Jay-Z dropped the blueprint.
The concept of time is so crazy.
It is. And she's 22. Amazing footballer. You know, I like she balled out in the Olympics. Did you guys watch her interview with, talking about her dad and all of that?
Bro, he went around the world. He broke everywhere now. The guy had to apologize, and she still said,
They apologize
fuck
now.
She still said, fuck out of here. So
She's really, for her to do that, because I saw someone else say, was it not Joe Budden or someone else say, he gave you his genes, that's what you're using to compete in sport.
beg.
That's not the way the world works. For me, for her to come out like publicly and talk about that, it means there's a lot she had to deal with.
Yeah.
And me being a girl dad, right? I thoroughly completely understand how it is growing up as a girl without a dad in your life.
It's crazy, man.
I
Yeah.
don't understand how do you relate?
How do I relate? Because I'm a girl dad. I have daughters.
Oh, okay.
You understand? And I understand it. And I have friends who didn't grow up with their dads, and it's a lingering issue in their lives. So for people who say, one parent households, it's not everybody asks for it, but people find themselves in those situations. And shout out, I think that's the first shout out. I want to give a shout out to everybody, who grew up in a single parent household, whether it's without a mom or a dad. Shout out to you guys, and God bless you guys. 2025, yo. 2025, yo. I think 2025 is the year of not getting cancelled.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's my first prediction. I think that whole cancel culture shit stopped in 2024, right? Like with Trump winning, with Elon Musk owning Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
There's been
yeah,
a rebel. There's been a cultural rebel. So the thing it has reversed, right? So it's also going to reverse. It's also going to come back to the cancel culture thing when we go extreme right, like when we were overly conservative. And that's how the world works, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I always preach about like grace, like when you own the culture. I always think about it. When the woke guys own the culture, they did it with so much hate, so much how do I put it? So much unforgiveness, so much disregard. It didn't make sense. I remember when Jack's Twitter was just bouncing people for just having like opposing ideas, like just tweeting something as you're a transgender, you're not a woman, will get you bounced from Twitter,
bro.
It
Let
didn't
me
make
tell
sense.
you that woke era is the worst era ever.
It's the worst era
I don't
ever.
want to ever live through that era anymore.
It's the worst era ever.
You know, you literally couldn't say anything because a gang of people.
Bro,
let's even bring it down to Nigeria, right?
God. Yes.
Somebody can just wake up and say, "My boss invited me to the office today and spoke to me in such a demeaning way." And people were ready to cancel the whole
people are ready to cancel the whole company.
Legit, companies were giving up their staff and saying, sorry, we just heard that this happened. No investigation, no nothing. They will fire the staff. Bro, people were having a conversation on Twitter and there was an argument going on and somebody insulted someone and the person added the CEO
his boss, the CEO. Yes, sir. And the CEO said we'll deal with it. I'm like, what? God, my
Nah. See,
You
the
know
woke
the funny
era.
crazy.
The woke era.
You know the
was
funny thing
crazy.
about the woke era? It started with a Medium article, then it started with threads. Then at one point, you just one tweet. That's all. So it was all over.
Yes.
All over. And your career was
You're
gone.
right. It used to start with a Medium article. There will be one article, then it just went to Twitter. Just tweet one tweet, and everybody's ready to gang up on you.
Like, bro.
But there was a
You
time on
understand?
Nigerian Twitter where your fates, your destiny, your Twitter, like your destiny, your fates lied in the hands of like some certain women. Like, don't just say something about, like, don't just oppose them in anything. It might be even something as irrelevant as like a music take, and a single retweet can just ruin you.
Yes.
Yeah.
They would just quote it and say some BS and
some BS and you're gone. You're over.
And the mob. Shame on you guys that were thinkless mobs that didn't know anything, that wanted to roll with the cool crowd.
Mob justice.
You know. Yeah. And you would be cancelled. And you know the worst thing you could do? You go on Twitter and start trying to explain yourself.
Now there you.
I mean, it happened to me too now. I talked about a female artist who I had a relationship with, by the way, right? Yeah. And they flipped it on me and boom. I was getting cancelled for saying for body shaming. Which the whole point of the let's go into that shit.
Let's not go into it. Let's not go into it.
All right, man. Let's start this podcast with music from somebody who's been cancelled and somebody who they are trying to cancel.
It's here, niggas. Rockland, Rockefeller collaboration.
Oh, this combo is hard.
Come on, let's go. There's
an iconic YouTube.
We be the only big boys that the big boys watch. Sing to them,
Hell.
The combination of Pappy Mason and Larry Davis, Martin and Malcolm. This is bigger than the album Aura. I got $1 million on that boy singing whatever on the flow. Y'all got cheddar to blow, whatever. Let a nigga know. Kel. Back and forth. Let's do it. Platform hook. It's not even close. Just leave it alone. I'm Michael Jordan. I play for the team I own.
Team I own.
Young H. Flow feared in 50 states. Young Kels. Nigga the best of both worlds. Holla. Let's get gangster with it, nigga. Let's get gangster with it. Rap form ho. You can't possibly think you can stop me. This is prophecy. Plus I feel like the nigga big watching me. Kels. Stop playing with these niggas.
When anybody sees you in 2025, tell them to shake you with 2 hands.
RQB. I said make you shake me with 2 hands. We are not from the same era. Illegal, kill it over beats or acapella. Fresh kicks, colorful clothes, Bella Niger. Eventful, how come my critics so resentful? Side comments never touch me, I'm so hater-proof advancing. Mic checks never bouncing. Off credit what it liquid as H2. Oh me, just a self-made magnet with my skills. I got boss, never lost the ball for a millisecond. Stay focused, stacking my chips against odds. XY on the boards, competition on the very low. Off Corona, get body back from the very go. Tony Stout, my Amerigo. Bonaceros to the never knock around with me for really though. Back on my BS. Guys, anytime you see me, I beg, make it shake me with 2 hands. I say shake me with 2 hands. I beg, make it shake me with 2 hands. See they shake me with 2 hands. I say make you shake me with 2 hands.
Come on. Shout out to EXO.
Everybody call me Bam Bam, now show you one try the way we dey run things. We dey make a man from people them they notice. Already come. I get you on it. Let's go. Switch it up, let's go. Be it fast or slow.
I'm on a whole new flow. The boss ladies on a roll. Get up the guns, time to lock and load. We bounce better on them rocky roads. Shit. Put your brakes on the hate end. What we finna do, some great celebrating. Just forgetting what the point is. We sitting what the point is. If we say it's hot, then it's hot. If it's not, you need to go and take it out the shop. YQ done said it before. Othello's gon' say it again. Kelly Kells just confirming the fact that we hit this like a ball to a bat.
Happy New Year 2025, let's go. LD killed this verse. Shout out YQ. Man, I miss that era of Afrobeats, man.
Everybody call me Pam Pam, son of the soil, the original Gang Gang. Still knocking at your door like Kong Kong. Got a stack paper, OD Don Don, OD Don Don. I am number one, top of the chain, so they call me the Don. Back on top, so you know that it's on. It's a hurricane, boy, ring the alarm. Boy, ring the alarm. I came, I saw, conquered the game. Brand new swag, LD is the name. Left for a while, but back in my lane and still undefeated. It's a damn shame. Still I spit, still they trip, still in the headlines, still make hits. Forgive them, for they know not what they do, and I don't really care, cause my baby say
Yapayaski, body people don't plenty, representing, flexing, rocking with many do-re-mis. Oh, that's your ribbon. What big DJ, me shame, we don't, overlook it, I ain't low.
Lord of Ajasta. Shout out to SARS, 2008. SARS is not your mate.
Everybody say yeah, yeah. We did, yeah. Let's go. Come and see drama. Okay. Serious drama. Heavy drama. Can't you see this story? They bring drama. Baby, come to me. Dance with daddy. Okay, you and we. I'm on to Osagie. I'm on to your team.
This is the record. Roll me scare one time over here. Let's go. Thank you. Shine with my party, my baby. You know affect anybody in my morning. I dey use the jolly guy, you dey feel me. Make you bring me the shake, make a feel out. Make you bring me the NSC, make a safe I believe in Mr. D because he dey go mental. Anywhere we dey, we dey representer, we dey segmental. Forget tomorrow if na environmental. 6 a.m. in the morning, when you still dey yawning, me go to Miami, launching, BSOP, everybody Gaints. I ain't low. Let's show you go non-stop. Show you go and shake it. Show you go non-stop.
Nah, Dorella was crazy.
If you believe me, nothing do you. If you believe me, nothing do you. Nothing do you because I'm shy. Nothing do me because I'm shy. Nothing do you because I'm shy. Nothing do me because I'm shy.
The second verse is crazy.
Today some people go solo with school, matter with school, so to them go have shokoto. Let go, see them falling in the gutter. Why in the gutter? Why not take a baga? Simo paraga, to share and one tag, Muripe Atimaga. Chilling with the NSC. When we're rolling with the currency. 7 a.m. in the morning, when you still the yawning, me go to Miami, launching, BSOP, everybody getting tipsy. Too tipsy. Shy you go non-stop. Shy you go and shake it. Shy you go non-stop. Shy you go, you fear. If you believe me, I believe you. If you believe me, nothing do you. If you believe me, I believe you. because of the shy yo. Nothing do me because of the shy yo. Nothing do you because of the shy yo. Nothing do me because of the shy yo. Shy yo, 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 shy yo. And a CCP, shake with Paraga together, go make you the jumping. Oh, in the club tonight, make a shack tonight. If not Pepe forget it, everybody's alright. When we're chilling with the NSC. When we're rolling with the cover C. Ski no be so, ski no be so, ski no be so. If you believe me, I believe you. If you believe me, nothing.
All right. Let's give. I'm feeling myself, man.
DJ, where did you get the best of both world record from?
Where did I get it? Bro.
Who's DSP? Is it YouTube Music?
Bro, I need to tell you.
Wait.
Yes,
it's not on any DSP.
Nah.
It's not on Apple Music.
Nah.
Fucking hell.
It's not.
Yeah, it's not there because immediately he played it, I was shocked. Like, because it's a record I've been trying to like play. I only play it from YouTube, and it's from like the show at Madison Square Garden where they wore white. That iconic performance.
2003 show.
Yeah.
Do you want it? Do you want the record?
Of course I do.
Okay, I would need you to do this. I would need you to congratulate me on being a man of culture.
Of course, everyone knows. Everyone knows you're a man of culture. Everyone knows. Like it's not news anymore.
Me. Kenan Forbes, rest in peace, aka.
Starts out with a pipe dream, white tea and an ice cream.
So you like this record a lot. It's like the 10 times you are playing it.
This is the first time I'm playing this record.
Trying to put food on plate, drop a couple jewels on tape. Now we got views on tape. So much love, trust fund and Gus Slum. Bad chick in my address, she showing up with that +1. Through depths and peaks, wolves dress the sheep. Better protect and keep while I pen this acceptance speech. Do you see what it took? Is it clearer? Who you see when you look in the mirror? All the dreams and fantasies that come together. I'll be shining like a diamond, that's forever. Now congratulate me. 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 Now congratulate me.
All right. Welcome to another episode of your favorite podcast.
I'm sorry, I want to add that, death really took away an all-timer from us.
Bro.
Like an all-timer. Like, this guy is an elite. Like, again, like with any metric from anywhere in the world, an elite rapper. Like, I cannot believe it.
Elite musician.
Oh my God.
I can't start to talk about AKA. Just
My
bro,
God.
I can't. I just can't. I beg. It can't. No.
Honestly, I listen to his music and halfway it hits me that, man, this guy's dead.
Like, bro.
Man.
Okay, man.
He made some amazing. Listen to this record, man. This record was released when? 2014, 2013.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine?
And sounds
Come
so
on, man.
fresh.
Sounds very now. The kind of records he was making. The way he weaves his words together, the way he raps, the subject matter. This was his second body of work.
Yeah.
And he was out of here with this project. This project that blew him up, man. This project that brought him to
Yeah.
Nigeria.
Yeah.
That's true.
He had the Jealousy record from the first album, but you can't even compare it to what he did with this album, Level. That's the name of the album is Levels. Levels, man. Levels ahead. Rest in peace.
And he had everything too. The looks, the swag, the moves, like everything. It was just-
Everything.
come on, man.
And you also need to understand in context in South Africa, he did it going against the grain because he was rapping in English. He didn't rap in his native tongue.
He didn't do Vernac. Yeah.
You understand? Which was a big deal then because Casper Nyovest was doing the direct opposites.
Yeah.
And was blowing up. And he said in some of his raps now that, he went gold without speaking.
Vernac. Yeah.
Yeah. So
What was the best album though?
It's definitely Levels.
It's Levels, okay.
Levels has Congratulate Me. He has a record with Burner. He has
has
another
Ron
record
Josie.
with Sarkodie. He has Ron Josie. Yeah, it's Levels. Levels. I remember listening to the album. I actually bought the album. This is one of the few albums I bought on iTunes back then. I think Nigerian cats were working with iTunes. I was very excited, yeah. And I actually purchased it. And I said, Ayo, you need to. This was. I said, Ayo, you need to review this. I need to just call Ayo for some special requests, right? I think some of the special requests was definitely AKA's Levels that Ayo, you need to please. Which other album was there? There was one
It has to be Brimo.
Yeah, I think I called Ayo.
Merchant Dealers and Slave.
Yeah, Ayo, please.
Because I was there already that time.
Yeah, Steve was around. I said, Ayo, you need to listen to what I just listened to. Like
I'm telling you.
That album,
like what I just listened to is out of this world. You need to listen to this album. And I
think it was after he released the single before the album, Down.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, Down.
He released the single.
Yeah.
So I think they were doing BHM was doing the media briefing for Ice Prince's second album, right?
Yeah.
So MI was there. So I now whispered to MI and said, how do you feel with the Down record? Because Twitter was blowing up. I was like, that was the height of the whole beef, the court case. So I just whispered and he was just looking at me. He's like, that song should be a national anthem. You know how MI they talk. That song should be a national anthem. I was like, you already know.
Yeah. Brian is an amazing.
They're talking about AK. I think my favorite. I don't like. It's not his best, but my favorite album of him, project of him, is "Be Careful What You Wish For," the one with.
Oh my god,
that's my favorite. Like anytime I think about AK, that's the first project I remember.
Yeah, the one with Anati. That is an amazing project.
That's
the swag on the album,
bro.
Oh god,
yeah, that's the record. I played that record now. Branston Avenue or something. Branston
yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah,
that record alone, where he says, I'm driving up to my daughter. I'm driving in the foreign, trying to drop my daughter off in preschool. Oh no, family takes me like a lot of ticket, a lot of it. No, the rhyme scheme, the rhyme flow, the pattern, the singing, the rapping.
Yep.
The guy is a complete MC.
He's a complete MC. Yeah.
Man.
If you grew up, consuming a lot of Western media and pop culture from the West and hip hop, especially from the East Coast, you will love AK.
You love AK. Is unbelievable.
100%.
AK is amazing. AK is French Montana before French Montana.
Yeah,
but with talent, please. Let's
No,
I don't do that French Montana.
French, I don't know. I think French has something though. Like even if I can't see it, like I can still. See that. I can still acknowledge that there's something about him.
Mixtape French is different from Signed to Bad Boy, drop an album French. Yeah,
that was dropping 50 records in one album.
Yeah,
but even with then, he still had this song with Swahili, which is a monster.
Forget
you know that. But I remember when this has aged like milk now. When he said he had more hits than Kendrick Lamar, back to him, against Kendrick Lamar, he would win, blah blah blah.
Nah.
Come on, cut it out, bro. Cut it out, bro. Cut it out. Anyways, you're welcome to another episode of Loose Talk Podcast. Here's a bomb for everybody that's listening right now. You made it into the new year. Technically, this episode is dropping on 30th, but a lot of people are going to hear it in the new year as well. So you made it in the new year. Shout out to you guys.
Shout out.
Yeah, I hope nobody listening to this on a Monday or Tuesday dies before the new year. That's my prayer.
Amen.
That's why I'm saying Happy New Year. Please don't die on us. I beg.
Amen.
And
that's national agreed too. Please do not die on us. Thank you.
I can't. I
prefer not to speak.
I cannot grant you any wishes there. I cannot promise you. You will need to speak with whoever is in charge of power. With that, well, yeah, man, we're gonna keep this episode really, really chill. It's a fan mail episode, even though I want to talk about a couple of things going on already, right? But it's a fan mail episode, so once in a while we can interject and bring in some topics. Guys, what do you think? Or should we just touch on some things that
we're gonna mix them now? Fan mail.
Maybe we can mix it now, but I don't think there's something apart from I don't think there was something very, very important that happened. Apart from maybe the Sharia courts conversation, I don't think anything was major during the week.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about religion on this podcast anymore. That's my 2025 resolution. I'm not talking about I'm not talking about religion.
This guy is ducking. You're ducking the shit, bro.
It's
ducking, right?
And it has nothing to do with this specific talking you're talking about. It's just a very touchy subject.
It's very touchy, and people get so emotional about it.
It's just a very, very touchy subject. No matter how educated you are, no matter the level of exposure or enlightenment, like it's still a touchy subject. People can't have a frank conversation about like really. It's touchy. So you know what? I'm gonna let it go.
I'm really sorry. It's really like it's perplexing to me how touchy this can be to people, right? Like if you worship a supreme being who you believe is supreme, right? Like is Alpha, is Omega. I don't understand why you are so
bothered
about what other people think about him, right? Like, for example, like I really believe in God, and I believe that God like can really handle all these issues. It's not up to me to go and start defending him.
You understand?
Physically. Like I don't understand. Like I don't get it.
I don't get it as well.
I don't get it. Like, you know, you can sit in front of me and talk about Jesus Christ in the most derogatory manner that you can. I would look at you. I'm like, if I think you're ignorant, I think you're ignorant. I just leave it to God. I'm so, man, God bless you, bro. I'm over here. Like, I don't have any motivation to harm you on, to even argue with you. Like, why am I even arguing with you for? Yes, you know. So it's true. Like, it's really, really, especially with the conversation on Twitter. I was surprised at how touchy it was, like how people took it to heart, like in terms of the debates, you know, the emotional, like, you know, out like ranting and stuff like that. Like it surprised me, to be very honest. And it's a good decision to say, oh, you know what, let me start talking about religion. I won't lie. Like it's a smart decision, to be very honest.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about it because it's not like we can't have a conversation about it. It's that we can't have a conversation about it because people get too emotional about it and aren't clear in like in
their thoughts,
you know, or and where logic. The conversation should go, and logic, you know, so there's no point. But shout out to Ghana. Ghana has approved visa-free travel for all African citizens. This is set to take effect from January 2025.
Aquaba.
So, round of applause to. That's amazing, right? And I think that's how it should be across Africa. Honestly, I hope one day that the whole of Africa for Africans can actually be visa-free, just like how you have it in Europe.
Africa nail.
Yeah, and I actually believe that, okay, for it might be too much asking for the whole Africa. So I'm like, okay, you know what? If Arabs don't want to do it, can Sub-Saharan Africa come together to say, you know what? Let's make it visa-free for everybody.
Yeah.
I want to mean, like, you understand, like, maybe you're asking too much of maybe the Arabs, the Arab Africa to say, oh, let free visa. But like, at least we Senegal, Mali, I can't be. It's like it doesn't make sense.
Sao Tome and Prince Sao Tome.
You know that stuff.
Steve, you know what?
Come on,
you know why?
Yes, bro.
Yeah. Sub-Saharan Africa is like 10 or 15 different heads moving separately. Everybody with his own agenda. It's not like Europe that came after post-Second World War and said, okay,
post-Second World War,
wars are expensive. It kills commerce, it kills business. We need to form a united front, at least Western Europe, that will push us into an age of capitalism, industrialism, and all that stuff. And they created that. This is the most peaceful Western Europe has been in centuries. If you actually read the story of Europe, this is
I
the
saw
most
a tweet that was talking about like the Industrial Revolution that happened in Europe and how the Second World War, like even the First and the Second World War, kind of like stored it. Like we would have had the internet way before we had the internet. These things happened. These things stored progress, stored innovation. So there's no need. And Europe looked at it and said, "This thing we can't continue like this." But
Africa, we've not gotten to that point where our logic has gotten to that place that, oh, you know what? If we stop all this bullshit fighting and all these wars and civil wars and we all come together, maybe we can have a chance. Maybe. But until then.
Would you say if Europe had the kind of resources that Africa had, would you say they would be peaceful? Because it's protectionism. Like what causes like the conflict in Africa is protectionism. Everybody's trying to protect.
They will. You know why?
Why?
Europe has gone to the trenches. They saw the Black Plague. They saw the First World War. They saw the Second World War. They saw many other things. People have conquered Europe all over. Alexander the Great. It has happened. The Great Roman Empire. Europe fought to the point that there's no need again. There's no bro. We've killed everybody. It doesn't make sense for us. But Africa, I don't know, man. I don't know.
So you're saying Africa has not seen enough?
Unfortunately, people say we never see enough yet.
Yeah.
Actually, I do feel like the powers that be.
Also, yes. But I keep saying that these powers that be don't fuck with Asia for a reason. Because Asia know they take all this bullshit. It is when you have leaders that say, you know what, fuck out of here, this is our terms. But because we too, we elect dummies. We put up dummies as leaders. That's why they do this shit to us all the time. You can't go to Japan and try this shit now, or go to Korea. They'll look at you like, fuck you and yourself. Come on.
Yeah, you go look at your face before you.
Yes, sir. Look at Shogun now. Look at Shogun. Yes, you're bringing gun, you're bringing on that. So, you know me now. You know see me. It's our terms, it's our rules.
You're right. You know, talking about the end of the year, I just remembered something that I used to participate in that I do not do any longer. End of year carnival.
Okay, I thought you say end of year service.
No, I still did end of year service a couple of times. But like the end of year carnival, growing up where I grew up, right, which is, you know, the trenches. Not the trenches, because I've been saying this a couple of times, and I don't want people to feel like I didn't grow up in Ajigunle, you know, but where I grew up in was, you can consider it like partly the trenches, to be honest. And growing up there, the end of year carnivals were very interesting. So I saw these tweets where someone said, end of year carnival, where they always end in chaos. And the person said, like, you know, cool stuff. They said, no waka alone, day one corner, they collect your SK and your scoochies. No follow Omoele dance too much. She fit be number one wife. Make your life no go spoil. If you know be you roll am, no collect drago.
They tell you.
Another person then said, no wear red, no wear yellow, no wear blue, no wear black. No go with friends wey get anger issues. Greet everybody. No too look person. Hold cash. No stand too close to stage. Na DJ they usually first collect. Stand beside these women where they sell paraga. They know where to hide if go be sup.
Facts of life, bro.
And it just reminded me of end of year carnival. And these rules are unwritten rules that you have to follow when you are going for end of year carnival. Because you know how to work out well, you know what time. So usually it was after church, we then head to the end of year carnival. There are like 3 or 4 happening anyways. So you touch down in 3 or 4. Everybody has the drinks out. Everybody's selling stuff. It's going down. The DJ is playing music. Street artists come and perform. Like, it's fun. I remember going to one that was in Ayobo. My friends told, someone had a car. Luckily, so I hopped in the car and everything.
Still same zone now. Yeah.
Yeah, same zone. Yeah. But Ayobo is not Ikpaja. Ayobo is different.
Okay.
You understand? It's a bit different, right? And so we got there, and I don't know where this place is. Maybe it's Bada after Ayobo or wherever, right? Bro, as I got down, all I can remember is there was so much dust at this carnival that they were dancing. It's like I think I was in The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
I thought I saw zombies. Yes, I thought I saw zombies because all I remember is me and my guys, we all ran back inside the car and we sped off.
For real?
Yeah.
So what was causing the dust? Was that chaos with the people running?
I don't know till today, but it looked like a set out of The Walking Dead.
So you didn't want to know. You didn't want to find out.
Bro, they're dancing on the dusty road.
Bro, the music was, what you call trenches?
Yeah.
Trenches, where they're playing.
Yeah.
But that music wasn't out then. It was like trenches. This is trenches. What's his name? Oh my God, this guy that has passed away. Tentable.
I
don't know if you guys remember. Do you remember Tentable?
I don't know Tentable.
No, I don't remember Tentable. Steve are not coming Tentable, yes.
I never come.
That part of Lagos, they know.
But I think I have an idea. What you're saying?
They know the advertise. They know the advertise.
I have an idea.
They know the advertise.
Do you remember the guy who sang Tentable? Do you remember his name?
I can't remember his name.
His name was Z-World.
Wow. Z-World before Z-World.
What?
Z-World. Yeah, that was his name, Z-World. Tentable. Was a hit too. Let me play for you.
Jamist.
Tentable featuring Skelly and Nenny.
So the Z-World guy is dead?
Yeah, he passed away. This was Trench's music back then. This was Trenches music. Ah man, those days. Tentable, that was Z-World, he's passed away, rest in peace. Then the other guy that they shot at Ojo in front of Lasso.
Damoche.
Oh, Damoche.
Oh my God. Those were the guys, those were Agege boys, those were the leaders of Trenches music.
That's true. That's
you
true.
know, back then, those were the full trenches, right? Then you then had the
Scalimenta.
Yeah, Scalimental, you then had the Danny Youngs, then you then had the Clever Jays, who were a bit more polished, but like it was, you know, the tent what's his name? The Z Worlds and the Damuches that were leading that trenches
That
music.
movement.
Now you have this is what you have now. Come on, let's go. Shout out to Slim Case.
Yeah.
Definition obule kò gbọ́mọ wálé kò má túlé fèsì àtàtàtà lórí bàbá ṣíà ọmọ tó wọ pátá olókùn àmì náà tún pápápá ẹ ṣọ́ra fóbìnrin tó bá ń jẹ̀bà wọ́n lè jẹ̀bi ọmọ.
Osagie.
Man. That's the song. That's the song of the season, right?
See, you have to be outside. You have to be outside when they play this song.
Yeah.
Everybody loses their fucking mind. Whether you be Lagos based or IJGB, once you just hear Oble, and the way DJs play it is that they play Shea Vibes, that original song.
Yeah.
When it gets to when it's an Oble, they just switch it. People just lose their
God
mind.
damn it.
The only song that matches this song in intensity is Rema's Matcha. Those are the only two records that will bring people out and everybody forget their home training. Steve, you wanted to say something?
No, I'm like, so who's the final, like who's the originator of this Oble?
So
because
the
this
Oble
is
word
a conversation
comes from Shea Vibes, but this track that is blowing up is actually DJ YK. DJ YK sampled his voice.
Okay, sampled his voice and put
DJ
YK sampled the Oble part into another record.
Yes, into another record.
Into a new record,
Into a new record. Yeah.
Then worked with Slim Case, Cash Coming, and Q Dot.
Q Dot, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's the record of the season because every freaking
every function, that's the song they play.
Bro, that's what I've just been seeing. Everybody. So yeah, shout out to you if you ever went to the end of year carnivals. It was a treat for me. I won't lie. I loved it. And as a performing artist at the time, I also climbed a couple of stages, to perform. And let me tell you, it wasn't a great experience all the time. After my first one. So I now figured out that most times you just need to be energetic. And that's where you really understand what it takes to be a performing artist and what it takes to be a recording artist. They're two entirely different things. And I think this is one of the reasons why the alter artists, some of them, not all of them, because some of them are crazy. Like Santi on stage is crazy. You've seen Santi perform on stage is crazy, right? But most of them didn't have what it takes to actually be a performing artist. And so most of their performances fell flat on stage.
Actually, the bigger the stage, the bigger the events, then they work out their performances because they couldn't just do it.
But some of them were outstanding. Like Dio is crazy.
I saw Dio recently. Dio now really now.
Dio was great on stage. Santi was great on stage. A couple of them, but the other ones they fell flat. My time just understanding that because I was making hip hop music at the time. I was rapping in English, right? That's what led me to say, man, I need to put a Yoruba hook on one of my songs. And my producer at the time, MX, shout out to him, Musa. I was like, you need to come and do a record on this. So I changed one of the songs, even the name of the song. Okay, remembering now, actually, I changed the name of the song because Nice dropped the name of the song, a song called Street Credibility. Then I had a song called Street with Credibility before Nice named his own. And then when Nice named his own, I
So
had to
now
change
stuck
mine.
to style.
No, I didn't say that.
No.
Don't be a
that's why-
Twitter user.
Don't be a banger boy.
Yeah, don't be a banger boy. You know, so all those things come into play. That's where the A&R really comes into play. Oh, we're going to perform on this kind of stages. You need to make this kind of music. You need to perform in a certain way, you know, or stuff like that, man. It was
I
really,
believe so,
really good
I
experience.
believe there are artists who were recording, and I believe Burna Boy is like that. Like while recording, they think about the performances.
Oh yes, he does.
Burna is
I
on
think
another
Burna Boy-
level.
Burna Boy is on another level.
I still find it strange how he's pegged with the two other guys.
I think it's because of
the era they came out from. It's not because it's not talent wise, but the era
it's not
they came out
talent
from.
wise. It's the
Okay,
era.
so this whole conversation is just like how big are you? How
is how big are you?
have,
The-
know, and all of that.
Especially
Because
Afrobeats to the
musically,
world.
musically, this guy is playing on another level. Like the level he's playing at, the two other big guys in the big three. That is the pioneer big three, because they say there's a new big three now, which you know, I agree with. But maybe they are big six now. I don't know. Or we'll make a whole football team and just call them Big 11 or
Top
Big 7.
11.
Well,
they don't reach Big 11.
but they're like 7. They're like 7.
Highest 5 aside. Highest 5 aside.
Right. Okay. So
let's
big
do 5
3,
aside.
No, I will say 7. Let's say 7 and see where it goes. So big 3, right? With the standard big 3, right?
Standard, yeah.
Standard big 3. Then Thames, Ashake, and Rema.
Okay, 6.
So that's big 6, right?
No put anybody again. Let's move on.
Nobody enter again.
No, nobody enter again.
Okay.
You don't put Ira.
No.
You know, she never reached, to be honest. Like in terms
it looks like
it looks like Bear.
but it's not.
It's
But shout
not.
out to her. And I know I had an Ira rant, but I'm not going to ever have it because I'm not.
Okay.
Nah.
And I'm a stan. Like I stan her a lot.
Of course,
right?
because she's an amazing musician.
She's an amazing bear, and I like her more than Thames, way more than Thames. I relate to her more than Thames. I listen to more of her music, way more than Thames. Bear, I recognize. Right? Do you get?
Thames is out of here.
Thames is out of here, and it surprises me. I don't know how they. I don't know how they're doing it.
The tour,
bro, it's solo tour.
No, it's crazy.
Because even me, I faulted that strategy to say, you know what? I liked Arista going on tour with Chris Brown. I like Arista going on tour with Coldplay and stuff like that, because that's how you get introduced to the bigger crowds, to the larger audience. Thames, I can't remember Thames opening for anybody on tour.
Bro,
the idea of Thames just came and she just started pouring.
Bro, do you know who
I've seen anything like that in my life.
Do you know who opened for Thames in our own show? That Drake's artist. That's who opened for Thames.
The Naomi Gate, exactly.
Naomi Sharon.
And I'm like, how come? Like, how can I be introduced to an artist and the next month she's touring? Like, I've never seen anything like that, to be very honest.
The big time, she's out of here. She's out of here. Yeah.
When I say she's one of one, she's one of one.
Her follow-up album is even going to be crazier,
bro.
Yeah.
Because the momentum she's going to pack with this, if she goes to the studio, please get writers to write your records for you.
Yeah.
Once she does that, like the next one, it's out of here. She's out of here. She's gone.
Do you know when I knew Thames was out of here? Something very simple. I was watching a Vox Pop on TikTok, and this guy was asking guys like, "Oh, what like the 5 hottest like female singers right now that you like to date?" And this guy's first option was Thames. I was like, this guy can't punch Nigeria on the map. For you to have digested Thames to the point that you're fantasizing about you want to date her, bro, she's out of here. She's gone.
Yeah,
she's gone.
Was she nominated in R&B category for the Grammys? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. I think
she has a nomination that's not Afrobeats. in the main
category.
She has something in the main category. Yeah.
When she win, like she ends up winning that one, I think that's the next target. That should be the next target for her. Like in terms of.
She was at the Oscars.
She's out of here. She trended at the Oscars.
Yeah,
that's
like
that. You know that conversation of Ote artists can never. She has shown that she's the one that came out and said Ote can take it to the highest level.
Yeah, shout out to her, man. It's a lot, and a lot that happened in short period of time for her. All of that happening, and she having to like build up herself, walk herself through all of that, because she really didn't go through an artist development phase. If you look at it, right, like Ira has gone through, so she was rushed and she was able to.
Ira is more of a lab. when you watch Ira, you know that Ira has even studied people like Mariah Carey, Beyonce, how they carry themselves in public.
She's a natural.
She shows that this one not study.
She's a natural. I just need one thing from her. I just need her to stand straight so that she doesn't.
No, it's not possible.
That her back, she doesn't.
No.
Break
It's not possible.
Just stand straight.
That not possible.
Anyways, speaking about Detty December and the whole thing that happened, right? Not to be a Debbie Downer or
Please, can they go home? Can they be going home
now? Or a negative Nancy, but Al Jazeera published
but before they come now.
But before they come.
For New Year.
I won't lie. Somebody's ex-girlfriend, a popular artist, as of 2 days ago, she just showed she was in Murtala Mohammed Airport and said, Batch D has arrived. I'm like, no.
Talking about Detty December, shout out to like Afrobeats OG and Afrobeats OG when she was like, say, Bona, you bring in Chloe. Let me bring in my own. I'm seeing Timaya with an ex-basketball star and wife star. I'm like, we're on a jam. Where is all these things connected?
And the only thing I was seeing was they catching flights.
Private jets.
Just catching flights.
OG know they talk. OG
know hungry.
Yeah, shout out to Mr.
I like seeing the OGs thrive. Yeah.
Wow, what a way to say your OG is thriving because he's carrying an ex-basketballer as well.
No, you were talking about something else, Osagie, about the Batch D arrival. You want to make
I'm just saying, like, everybody now started trooping in. Like, all of a sudden, Sawiti was in Lagos.
No, she needs records.
You know, I'm like, what is everybody doing in Lagos? What is happening in Lagos?
Yeah,
I think we don't see the POV from outside. I think
Tyler on Beat FM, she said when she saw everything happening, she had to come.
She just booked the flight.
She said she just booked the flight. That's what she said on the clip that Beat FM put up.
You know the funny thing? There's Detty December in Ghana going on, but it's hardly making any track.
Yeah, I saw some clips about what's going on in Accra. It's also huge. A lot of African Americans are there.
Your guy is there, Steve. Dr. Uma.
Dr. Uma is in Ghana.
Don't baby just said you can't guess who say I just met now. Just Dr. Uma.
I just saw that clip.
Yeah.
Now I just saw that clip. Anyways, Al Jazeera put out a report saying amid high inflation and soaring costs, the month-long annual entertainment extravaganza is taking a toll on many. Headline is Nigeria's celebratory Detty December turns sober amid economic woes. Okay? So
I saw that headline, but I didn't read it. But I'm going to save it though.
Yeah, I mean, basically, the article says what you guys are seeing on social media isn't what is happening in reality.
Yeah,
reality still remains reality. Says these holidays are bare bones. Someone says, I love eating out and buying gifts for the people, but but that has changed this year because of the economy. And this person who's in her late 20s told Al Jazeera, I can't buy for one person and leave other people standing. And I have also refused to receive gifts from people because I do not want to feel indebted.
So, if
the country's inflation, the highest in about 3 decades, is at 34.5%. I'm not seeing this when you guys are booking those tables at the clubs.
Let me explain why.
Burning cash, all that going on. For a country that is battling inflation at 34.5%, I'm trying to just connect both instances, but I also recognize that all of this that is going on is happening in a small bubble.
It's
just being blown up by social media.
Milan Bridge. Yeah, true.
You don't even need to cross that Milan Bridge, my brother. You need to go to Lagos Island.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So what you're just seeing is basically Lekki, VI, and Ikoyi. Basically, really, the whole country is feeling bad. That's why people are saying, IJG, we should leave, because I can't be booking a ride for 33K to the other part of the state. It's always not. It doesn't make sense, And a lot of people are not doing the normal festivities they would do. I'm not going to the malls, but I don't think the malls will be booked, will be packed the way it used to be packed, where families will take, like mothers and fathers will take their children out, have a nice day. I don't think that's it. What we are seeing as inflation, what we are seeing is a very exaggerated and manipulated reality of Nigeria, or artificial reality. The money you are seeing, most of that money is money that is coming from abroad. It's not money that is inside. Of course, there are some ballers here in Nigeria But you can also not argue about the source of their wealth. Because if you are buying tables for 10 million, like 7, and you are spending like 80 million in the club, bruh, I think we might have to do some due diligence to where you're making your money from. But even shows are not being packed like the way they used to. I've been to a couple of shows and they're not being filled to the brim because guys can't afford 50K tickets, which is the minimum, which is the bare minimum. So
how were those shows like? That's also a very good thing. Like, were those shows packed? Because I was seeing people perform on stage, although the POV was someone
stage.
attending the concert, so I didn't see the audience.
So I don't know about artist-driven shows, but for mainland Island Block Party, the Maforisa one, it got to a point you couldn't enter the Palms with your car. You had to park at British International and walk all the way down. And that's because you have to understand the economics of Block Party. It's very subsidized. It's actually it's for the masses. So you're not going to see a 50K ticket unless you want VIP. I think the cheapest was like 15,000. So a lot of people came out for that one. But the reason why a lot of artists didn't do all their shows was because who will buy the ticket at the end of the day? It's not like it was like 3 years ago or 4 years ago where every artist from December 1 to December 31 all had their own shows. Now just a few just had their own shows because and that's why Obi House was packed. Bro, you saw more artists at Obi House that you saw them in their own concerts because that is still managed. Although Obi's House too, the tables were going for some mad prices at the end of the day.
Interesting.
So Detty December is not for the masses; it's for the people who have the money.
I saw someone say a lot of money laundering also going on during this period. So shout out to the money launderers.
Normal level.
Normal
level.
Money laundering. Money laundering. They happen in the house of the Lord. Is it in the house of? Is it the house of Bedu?
In the house of Shayu.
Oh my goodness! Speaking about money laundering and alleged money laundering, our favorite social media superhero says someone hacked his website and he lost 180 million naira worth of donations. I mean,
word.
This story, okay, for those who don't know the story, right? Who wants to give us the quick background? Who's a fan here?
I'm not a fan.
Please help me.
Steve is the closest fan.
What?
No, not a fan, but Steve, please help us out.
So, being a very being an activist that he is, and a very, very generous human being, he set up a charity, an NGO, a very dark man, the very dark man.
Okay.
Set up an NGO where he's going to carry out like charitable like activities, like build schools, boreholes, renovate schools, give people money, feeding, whatever it is. And he asked for donations, and Nigerians donated to him because he's a loving guy. He's an activist.
He announced this a few months ago, right?
A few months ago.
And then he started to receive donations.
And remember, this is the guy that has done so much for Nigeria, even more than the likes of Falano. He's a very, very like
he's a freedom fighter.
I mean, he's also done more than the FCCPC in terms of consumer protection rights. I'm serious. I'm serious.
Actually, that's not satire. That's actually fact, guys.
Yeah, I remember is sarcasm. But this one, I can actually argue this shit.
It's true. I remember the first time we talked about him on this pod, and all of us, 3 of us, were in agreement that Nigeria, because of the uselessness of our agency and the uselessness of the whole country,
yes,
we just give power to like people who don't deserve it, and that's how this guy came into the limelight because of NAFDAC issue and
consumer protection rights.
And consumer protection rights. Do you get? So people contributed. Don Jazzy contributed 100 million.
He said Don Jazzy contributed.
He said Don Jazzy contributed 100 million. Then, about 2 days ago, the guy did a video and said he has not been very happy.
He's not been himself lately.
He's not been himself lately. That they hacked the website.
In latest developments.
They hacked the website and they took out 150 million. How much again?
No, 180.
180 million. Sorry,
yes.
Let me not shorten.
Can't just skip 180 million.
And said they've tracked the guy who hacked the website to Jos.
I can actually read his quotes verbatim, what he said, because he put out a video. He said, I'm at the airport. I will be honest with you guys, for the past few days, I have not been myself. I'm here with an officer. And first of all, like, police is just readily available on hire purchase. I'm done with the Nigerian police force.
Anything that involves like they can get money from it.
I'm here with the police. That one too was showing his teeth. Anyways,
if you see the police I've seen this December,
Oh my goodness. It says, I'm here with an officer and we are going to Jos. Someone hacked into the NGO website and I don't know how they did it. And 180 million naira is missing. But thank God we have tracked the person and we are on our way to Jos. Like, you're thanking God you've tracked the person. You understand? Like, you've tracked the person. Anyways, they have arrested one suspect, and that is why I'm saying it now. And an account has been put on PND. PND means post no debits, so you can't withdraw money from the account. That has 20 million naira. So 160 million naira has been diverted to another account, and we are going there currently to see how we are going to get the money back. So I said to update the general public. I even had to shut down the app and put it on maintenance. I think it means maintenance mode, so that people will not really see what is going on. Let me just come out plain and tell you people, see what is going on, but hopefully they will get the money back.
There's an update.
Oh, what's the update?
So you mentioned police. The Nigerian police said they don't know anything about this and they've
not arrested anybody.
And they said they categorically said they're not investigating. That they don't know anything about this.
Okay. I saw a video footage of the same VDM in Abuja driving a Benz.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so there's that. This might not, it might not correlate.
In the great words of an urban poet,
yes,
I'm Che Guevara with bling gun. I'm complex. Let's just move on.
This might have nothing to do with the money. But someone also tweeted, and this might also be inaccurate, we can't tell, but someone tweeted, VDM came to Jos to apprehend cyber criminals that stole 180 million naira from his foundation's website. As soon as he reached Jos, he first entered club. Okay, now let's break it down. Quick breakdown. Guys, how do you hack a website and then they have access to your funds, and then
in the Zenith bank accounts?
Yes, in the Zenith bank accounts. I'm trying to figure it out, right?
That's the 180 million naira question.
Because I thought about this clearly, right? If your website updates anytime someone funds your account, right? It's possible, right? But it means that there's an API call that the website makes to your account. So
to your account,
you took an API, and inserted the API. So the API call makes the API does the call. The website does the call through the API, and then shows the updated balance, right? And you can also have maybe a what they call it. I've forgotten what they call it, but like for every time there's a credit, you get a post notification. It's called a post notification PNT or some post notification something, right? I'm trying to figure out how, if I'm a scammer or like a hacker, okay, I see the API, right? I can even see the API key that connects and everything with your website to the account. How do I gain access to the account though? I still can't, right? I will still need a one-time password to be able to carry any transaction. Steve, please correct me if I'm wrong, because you work in this space, and I'm sure maybe
when you say you need a one-time password, okay, yeah, a one-time password to do what from the website, because the website.
No, not the website. No, say I even hack into your account, right?
Exactly.
I find your username and password. Maybe whoever wrote the code stupidly left it in the code base.
Yeah.
I still need an OTP to be able to carry out a level of transaction.
An OTP that will go into your mobile, your number or your email. So how did that person get access to everything at once?
So when you say websites, I really don't understand.
It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense.
Maybe there's something he's not saying, or he's not been able to explain it clearly.
Articulate it very well. Yeah. So let's but I think he's joking, Sha. I think he was just pulling our legs.
It's 180 million naira. It's a very expensive joke.
That's not a laughing matter. That's a laughing matter, my guy.
It's a very expensive joke.
I don't. To be very honest, I'm not bothered about this case. You know why?
Why?
Because I didn't contribute money to him. I think Nigerians who contribute money for it should be the ones bothered, and they leave the rest of us out of this mess.
And that's why
we don't have anything to do with it.
That's why we're having this conversation. Some people that donated listen to this podcast. I'm saying we give them updates.
I'm not sure. Let me tell you something about the stock listeners. Like
they have sense,
bro.
Like
I'm proud of the audience that we've created, and we'll be able to gather. Like that's some smart ass people, So I don't think any of us donated to very dark part. Yeah.
You know what VDM should have done? Open a WhatsApp group and carry all his members and cry in the WhatsApp group.
And tell them.
You should not be disturbing us Nigerians. And please, I need to be looking at Rasta, Sowiti, fine girls on my timeline. I can't be looking at his half-naked face on my own timeline. I beg. I beg.
Well, I wish him the best. I hope he's able to recover the money, because that's a lot of money that can do a lot of good in the society.
That's
yes,
all right?
Yes, I agree.
That's a lot of money. Yes, now it's 180 million naira, can do a lot of good in the society, can change the lives of people and their future, can redirect their future, etc, etc. So I hope he gets the money back. And
dope.
For those who did contribute and donate, for the human beings, like real people who did that, I wish you the best as well. Speaking about donations, I want to give a shout out to those who have donated to Loose Talk Podcast. We do have, yes, if you want to donate to the podcast, the link is in the show notes. And for people who have donated to the podcast, we want to say a very big thank you. We appreciate you guys. God bless you guys. Round of applause to you guys.
Thank you so much, guys. You guys keep the podcast running.
Yes,
to be very honest,
they do keep the podcast running. We love them. We appreciate them anytime, all the time. Yeah, man. So much other stuff to talk about, but I guess we talked about it. Talked about clubbing. I want to talk about. That's fine. I think we can always leave it to next week.
Next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll leave it to next week. All right. So this is a fan mail episode. Let's go straight into it. I want to first give a shout out to everybody who sent a fan mail in 2024. You guys are amazing. Take your time. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I don't have time to go and open my laptop and start typing an email or open my phone to share my thoughts. For you guys to do that, I really appreciate you. It's time, for you to express yourselves, articulate yourselves. For those who articulate themselves, those who paragraph well, those are the people I'm talking to, by the way. I just want to give a shout out. Actually, I'm giving a shout out to everybody. Take your time to write. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to Arinze from Buffalo. Shout out to Oluwa Busola. Shout out to Bitoye. Shout out to Nas George. There's a couple of people that wrote recently. You can't read their mails because it's either outdated or taken out. There's no context anymore. But I just want to give a shout out to them. But yeah, let's start with the first mail. And who are we starting with? None other than Doc Neto.
My guy.
The man has
Doc Neto.
He has a paper for every question, every phenomenon that happens.
A Doc Neto conversation, a Doc Neto gist. Because I reached out to him because we want to have Doc Neto as a guest on the pod again. And that's our guy.
Again.
But when he was a guest, like a short guest.
Okay. He had a call, true.
He had a call, yeah. So I told him the time of recording. He just said, "I don't go to church."
Doc doesn't sound like someone that goes to church, though.
He goes to church. Also,
is he a Catholic? He's a Catholic, right?
I'm surprised he goes to church.
I think he's
for real.
Yeah, I'm surprised he goes. If he's not a Catholic, I'm surprised he actually attends church. But I think my bet is that he's a Catholic.
He's a Catholic.
He gives me Catholic vibes. Yeah.
At least one of those foundational, denominations.
Yes.
I'll confirm.
Yeah.
I'll confirm. Makes sense.
Shout out to Doc. So Doc had a message for us, and he says our country's image is more important than we think. He says, "Hi guys, good to have you all back on the last episode. I'm writing to say that I agree with the TVC lady regarding Davido's comments. I'm about to embark on an ambitious project in 2025. Watch this space. And Nigeria's reputation is a significant factor influencing this project. In the past, I would have shared your sentiments that comments from popular people on big platforms don't make a difference and that people, investors, are rational. Not anymore. I have had the opportunity to raise capital internationally and also looked at deploying it in other countries. And now I know for certain that investors, like all humans, are actually very emotional and decide on whims that even they are sometimes not aware of. An example, sometime last year, I was on the verge of considering an expansion to Senegal. I caught wind of some civil unrest and it instantly cast doubts in my mind that are difficult to clear to this day. Another example, about 20-ish years ago, in the heyday of the Super Eagles, I met a Canadian energy investor who chose Nigeria as an investment destination simply because he fell in love with the Nigerian energy in USA 94. Corruption chased him away last, but that's a different point. Doc, you just made my point, but let's keep going. I understand your point too. He came because of our soft power. I have several more examples. Countries attract FDI on fundamentals, but also on sentiment. The way that sentiment is built is irrational. The Americans know this and have, over the decades, created a soft power from their media industry that casts America in such a great light. Even negative things about America are sponsored positively. You end up rooting for the bad guys and taking your capital over there. If Davido gets on a big platform and says something like, Nigeria has its challenges, like many other countries, but we have a thriving entertainment industry, young industrious people, and many more advantages that can give you good returns if you bring your money here. That may not cause an instant FDI flow, but it won't prove a stumbling block as might be the case if he projects a negative sentiment. There's evidence for this in the at least two studies here, and he put links to the studies. We can put it in the show notes for you guys. It says I should have done a Twitter thread. You can link to this by the time of the next episode is recorded. I'm the first to criticize Nigeria and our nonsense, but when on large foreign platforms, effusive about us. Casting my own people and country in a negative light in front of others doesn't benefit me. There's already enough of that out there. A prime example being the Nigerian prince scammer trope, when the data shows that countries in Asia and Eastern Europe scam on an industrial scale far beyond what we do. Our job is to always paint Nigerians positively so we can attract some investment to help us get out of the hellhole we're in. I hope you guys and other giants will consider being more positive about us in foreign forums. Shout out to Doc. Yeah, shout out Doc. I agree, Doc.
You know what?
I agree, Doc.
I was thinking about it again. I think 2 days after our recording, just replaying everything. And
yeah,
I'm always saying, I always say that being biased towards any agenda makes you like irrational and illogical, and that was the case with me, definitely with the issue on that episode, right? Because I was most frustrated with Nigeria just prior to that recording, and so that showed in my opinion about Davido, and it's true very honest, because thinking back at it again, and even looking at the mail that Doc Neto sent, it's true. Perception is everything. To be very honest, you expect in your own world, you expect that if an investor wants to make like an investment in a country, he will do a proper research to see the climate and stuff like that. That's part of what the person does. But it's just like marketing. What gives you the idea of something first? Like attention, brings you something to it. Is the feeling. Do you get? So I understand what you're saying. It's just like marketing. For someone to come, for a customer to come into like your sales channel, he has to be aware of you. And the awareness has to be a positive awareness, not. You don't want the first time a customer is hearing about you to be, that product is a very bad product. No. If that's the first awareness the person is getting about your product, there's a very, very, very low likelihood, right, that the person is going to become a customer, in the end. But once if the feedback at first, if the first interaction with your business, your experience is a positive one, right, there's a higher probability that the person is going to end up being a customer, and that's the case here. So it's very true. I totally agree.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think because sometimes we are so emotional about Nigeria and we can see the potential, but we can also see the stumbling blocks. All right, we actually believe that there's no good that can come out of this country at the end of the day. But sometimes we just have to look at it and be optimistic and not. And I guess there's enough bad mouthing and of Nigeria in the public sphere that I don't think we should also encourage at the end of the day. But I think that moment, I think National Grid collapsed that moment or something. There was something that happened.
Bro, I was frustrated. I just came back.
I didn't want to hear anything.
I agree. Yeah, to be honest.
Fair enough. Thanks, Doc. And I promise in foreign forums, this is not a foreign forum, Abi.
But
in foreign forums, I would, and funny enough, in foreign forums, I think like the Davido thing, I just appreciated his honesty. I didn't think he would do something like that, but
yeah,
at the end of the day, it's not only about honesty here, it's about the long term, and what we need is FDI, or at least to continue to push our soft power out there, because and I always have this conversation with Bayo Mishore, who tells me all the time that it's ish out there everywhere. And Nigeria is not peculiar. Nigeria's problems are not peculiar to Nigeria. There are issues everywhere, problems everywhere when it comes to voting, etc. So it's not like Nigeria.
I was surprised in the last election when I saw a ballot box on fire in America. I was like, bro, what's happening, bro? I didn't know you guys move like this too.
Yeah. I mean, not rude awakening. I was shocked when wasn't it not the January 16th, the Capitol
invasion.
Yeah, the storming of the Capitol invasion.
Bro,
the storming of the Capitol. Yeah.
It looked like a movie. I was shocked that could happen in America.
Even for Nigeria, that was extreme, bro.
That's not happening in Nigeria.
Bro, you're shot. You did not see the sniper that came with the president. You have been shot down one time. They don't get time for you.
Yeah, so let's keep it going. We have one email. I believe this person chose to be anonymous, but it is called The Importance of Identity.
Yep.
Person says, I would like to address the issue Steve raised regarding fighting for ethnic identity online. While I understand that some people, particularly those with too much time on their hands, might take it too far, the cause itself is far from unnecessary. Of all people, Steve should understand the importance of the issue. Coming from a minority ethnic group, he is uniquely positioned to see why these conversations matter. While he may currently operate in a digital bubble where ethnicity seems irrelevant, there will inevitably be moments, either now or in the future, where he will need to engage his ethnic identity in the real world. Additionally, Steve himself has often spoken about his involvement in population censuses. He is fully aware of the fraud and manipulation that plague these processes. And why does this fraud occur? Let me explain. Nigeria is built on a foundation that prioritizes the big three ethnic groups, with little regard for minority groups. This systemic disregard was evident when an Ijaw man became president, a rare occurrence that led to some to question how many are they anyway. These major ethnic groups inflate their numbers and, through administrative maneuvers, forcibly assimilate smaller groups on paper. Take my experience as an example. I am from a northeastern state, and for most of my life, propaganda made me believe I was part of a minority ethnic group. I was told we were so few that we didn't deserve significant government positions or appointments. Our only role was to vote en masse for a candidate without ever having a seat at the table. However, as I grew older and educated myself, I discovered the truth. Historical data such as the 1991 and colonial population censuses showed that in a state of roughly 5 million people, we were about 1 million. Despite this, we've been conditioned to think we were insignificant. This is in a state where there are over 21 ethnic groups, by the way, but one has been conditioned to feel insignificant. As a working class man, I often feel exhausted, but whenever I see people posting distorted history online, I drop what I'm doing and set the record straight with facts and data on a Docneto P. You know my P, no pun intended. Why? Because when Nigerian citizens are led to believe they are minorities, undeserving of anything beyond their locality, there's a serious problem. I understand that Osagie and I am AOT2 might not relate as they come from ethnic groups with entire states to themselves. But Steve, imagine if Ika people were told they couldn't produce a governor because they were too few and that Okowa never stood a chance. Even though I am not a fan of rotational democracy, it is evident that the system has failed all of us. If nothing is working for anyone, agreed, why should minorities be excluded from the rotation of leadership? Are the majority ethnic groups now claiming a monopoly on bad governance and incompetence? There's much to say about this on this topic, but I'll leave it here for now. I continue to fight any agenda that tries to erase or assimilate my unique and distinct people into a false narrative for political gain. Whether it's a good or bad administration, we deserve to be part of it. Our voices matter, and I won't stop setting the record straight. By the way, Osagie, I love your boldness to talk about Nigeria ever. I love your boldness and how you talk about Nigeria ever since you left us. What are you talking about? I've been consistent with my message. Get out of here. Steve and our bald eagle. No follow Amu. Love you guys. Keep it up.
No follow and do it.
I don't understand.
No follow you, Jackpa.
No follow me.
Jackpa, that's what you meant. No, no follow you, Jackpa. That's what you said. That's what you said since you left us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but such a brilliant consideration. I appreciate your perspective, right? Especially taking it out from like a minority ethnic group. You are smart ass. You want to emotionally manipulate and blackmail me. But I understand what you're saying. And from that perspective, it's valid, right? I understand what you're trying to say. I think from a person, I think this issue, the importance to fight for ethnic identity is a deeply personal decision, right? Some can find purpose and fulfillment in advocating for their identity, while someone like me I can channel my energy into other pursuits. Both choices are valid. And why mine is valid is because I don't see how it ties into my personal dreams and aspirations. Do you get? I don't see how my ethnic identity contributes to what I want to achieve, like the plans and goals I have for myself. It doesn't there's no alignment at all. Like there's no way it comes into play to say me being an Ika man and me being properly recognized as a Ika man, right, will get me into the places I want to be. If I want to be a governor tomorrow, I want to be a politician, that might be something I'll champion, right? But personally, it's not in my purview. So yes, what you're saying is right. I also have the rights not to personally, because it's my personal decision. I don't see it, like I said, it's not something that I feel that will affect, my dreams and aspirations for myself. But the points you've raised are very legit, and thank you for your perspective. I really, really enjoyed it. And you opened my eyes also my mind to other perspective and why people can be able to do that. Although you agree that people can be extreme, especially on social media and stuff like that, so that's where you and I in agreement. And thank you. Just thank you for bringing that perspective to me.
Thank you very much. This is from Michael. He says, from hustling to 100K. I just want to take a moment to say thank you to Steve, especially for bringing up this topic, and to Mr. Alonge for backing him and saying, take that course and finish it. And AOT too for giving insight on how online courses enhance this craft. Last year, you guys talked about online courses in some of your episodes and how taking one could completely change your life. Well, I took that advice to heart. I enrolled in an online course, and guess what? Just 2 weeks after completing it, I landed a job with a total package nearly 100,000 euros as a junior. And what other offers that I turned down? This is coming from someone who used to wash dishes, do cleaning jobs, work at a restaurant as a restaurant waiter, and hustle as a kitchen assistant just to make ends meet. I'm happy to share that I have now passed my 6 months probation at this job, but I am not stopping here. I'm constantly looking for ways to grow and improve myself. I'm sharing this because I hope it inspires someone listening to take that step, enroll in that course, and see it through. You never know where it might lead you. Michael, first things first, as you are listening to this right now, I need you to write another email and tell us which course you took.
Yes, please.
That's the first thing I want you to do. But seriously, congratulations. Congratulations to you.
Congrats, bro.
Yeah, congratulations to you for getting a new job. And you've, like you said, you have passed your 6 months probation. Congrats, man. This is why we do the podcast. This is why we want to have these conversations. This is why we have discussions, the kind of discussions we have, for people like you to reach back to us. And this is inspiring. This is really inspiring, So shout out.
It's interesting. Like personal growth is so important to me, especially when I experience it to other people. I got introduced to a concept recently. It's called the Kaizen, the daily Kaizen, right? And the concept is like about daily improvement. The idea is that if you improve yourself every day, even if it's like by like 2% or even 1% or 0.5%, right? Your life, like, progressively in the next 5 years is going to be way better than it was. Do you get? Part of the process of improvement is also like taking courses and learning. So anytime I experience it, I see it with people, like I'm really, really very happy because it's just the essence of life, right? You want your tomorrow to be better than today. But what do you do for it to be better? It's to look for a way to improve yourself. How do I get better at what I'm doing? Being a father, in my career, being a better friend and stuff like that. So yeah, amazing. Thank you so much for your email. Right back to us and tell us the cost so that me I go take him. I need that 100K job. You get?
You don't know if that is nuclear.
You don't know.
Something.
I want make boys take course. So if now so you go be make boys take course. So we do. We go. We say go take the course now. Michael, how you do like you can't write the email, no can't talk the course.
Yeah, gatekeeping. Michael, you're gatekeeping.
We don't like gatekeeping. Yeah, no gatekeeping. I beg. Anyway, shout out to you, Michael. Congratulations again. That's good. That's good to hear. Talking about like exploring your strengths and developing your personal strengths, there's something Red Bull has, a website Red Bull has called Red Bull Wing Finder. You guys can check it out. It is www.wingfinder.com. And then you can use to really explore your strengths, and it tells you what you need to improve on, the kind of person you are, what you need to improve on, and what you need to stop doing. It takes about 35 minutes to fill it. But it's really good. It breaks down like your connections, your creativity, your drive, your thinking. Basically, it's your personal coaching plan. Then shows you some developmental activities and, how you can explore some e-learning as well. Like, it's really good stuff. So check it out. It's www.
Can we put in the show notes too? It's interesting. I just opened the link now. It's good.
Yeah. Definitely put it.
Let's put it there.
It was my wife that actually sent to me. We're doing our 2025 roundup and outlook. And yeah.
Makes sense.
It was good stuff. What we need to do, what we need to stop doing. I knew that. Yeah, it was good. I mean, for me, because I've taken stuff like this similar to this, so it basically just told me the person I am, which is what. But what was interesting for me was not the characterization of myself. It was more around like what I need to stop doing and what I need to now improve on, which was really good for me. All right, let's go on to the next fan mail. This is from Nifemi.
So I want to ask you a question. This Red Bull Wing Finder, you can consider this part of content marketing, right? This concept.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it is.
Sure. It is content marketing. Yeah, it is.
Because it's a brilliant idea.
Yeah. I already have an idea for you guys. It's just that you're like your own company. You guys are B2B. I'm B2B in Nigeria. They don't send all this nonsense.
We send.
No,
actually.
not.
Okay, the other is true.
The merchants,
the people,
like your
people
customers
are trying to acquire. Yeah,
especially in Africa and Nigeria, it's crazy. But if it was like B2C, like I would really still want to work in like B2C finance. Especially like B2C finance, selling like digital finance products to like consumers. Products. Like I would love to work there because there's so much I really want to do. There was a company I was actually going to work with, and I pitched the whole idea to them. I did a whole pitch. A whole mini project, just give them like the infrastructure of the mini project that we could do. And it was amazing. I spoke to the CEO and the co-founders. They were blown away with it, and it was really good, but we couldn't end up doing it because they couldn't afford to pay me. You understand? Yeah. But it was, and I was hoping they would hire me because, boom, I really wanted to do it, and I don't want to talk about it, but I don't want to give it away so much, but it has to do with gamification.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that it's a big deal, especially because I started using Duolingo, and I think I cracked something. So I think I really want to work in like B2C finance again. It's super interesting. I think B2B is just boring. But like, B2C finance. But yeah, shout out to check it out, wingfinder.com. You guys check it out.
The what scares me about B2B is like I don't know who the decision maker is. Like I don't know who to target. Like sometimes like who do I target? Like who do you like is like there's no like a one, like for example, if you're targeting a B2C, you crack a demographic to see this is what they like and this is what they do.
Yeah.
Right? For the B2B, the decision makers are kind of like they differ in like
the buckets are very tricky.
Yeah, it's tricky. It's tricky. That's just it troubles me, to be very honest.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. We'll crack it. Now that's why we are being paid.
And the buckets are tricky. Well, the buckets are not tricky. I think creating the buckets are tricky. Because while you can go for B2C, all you need to do is your demography and psychography.
Psychography.
Right?
Thank you.
You understand?
Yeah.
For like B2B, those matter, but they don't matter as much as you now have to start going into like size of business.
Thank you.
You have to start like really going into size of business.
Maybe the industry.
Business, the industry. Do you understand? Financial capability. I did some stuff though. I don't know if I have it with me, but I can share some stuff with you. I did do some research on like some B2Bs. I can share some stuff with you.
No, please, I'll just talk about it.
Yeah. At least now you can chase me for stuff. I don't need to chase you. Right. That's
1-0.
Just wanted to put it. No, it's actually 5-1.
This guy is petty. This guy is petty, but it's fine.
Yeah. All right, this is from Nifemi, assessing our stance on faith and miracles. I greet you guys, Osags, Mr. Steve Dede, and the one and only AOT2. This is my first fan mail, and I must apologize. Don't apologize. Congratulations. First fan mail. And I must apologize in advance. It's going to be it's going to be a bit long. Now I know why you're apologizing. But I promise it's worth the read, so I hope you stick with me till the end. We don't have a choice. I appreciate the podcast so much. A friend put me on late last year, and I've been following ever since. Big shout out to you, Jed. It's always a time to learn something new and advance myself while also having a great time. I've been listening to you guys, and I have a few questions and comments about the last episode. Well, one of the last episodes regarding what Pastor Adeboye said about the dollar and your general stance on things that go on in the body of Christ in Nigeria. You guys have said that you are Christians and you believe in God, but it seems to me like you're having a hard time reconciling some ideas in your minds. Admittedly, there are questionable things that do go on in some churches in Nigeria and even globally, but it's important to have perspective on essential aspects of the faith. As Christians, you believe in God or the Bible, that Christ loved you, came to die for your sins, and to save you from sin and eternal death. Osags, you said it yourself, you believe in miracles, which you defined as healing the sick. Those kind of miracles also take place in the Bible. Example, John 5:1-9, John 9:1-7, etc. This Bible tells us how Joshua, while fighting a battle, asked the sun to stand still until the battle was won, and it stood still for the whole day. Joshua 10:1-15. He didn't do this by his power, but by the power of God. I digress a little so skeptics don't attack this story and miss the point. The literal way the story is told in the Bible is what Joshua said the sun should stand still. But now with scientific discovery, we know that the earth rotates and the sun is stationary. Joshua may have not fully understood the science behind the request. He trusted God and asked based on his understanding, and God answered as supported by Ephesians 3:20. Returning to the main idea, if God can heal the human body and stop the sun from setting, can he not also manipulate economic forces according to his will? That's the God you serve as a Christian, the Almighty God. Admittedly, a lot of things are hard to believe, but they are matters of faith. Sometimes faith seems crazy because, like you often say, it takes some kind of delusion to believe these things. And I agree. A skeptic might argue that this story of Joshua is very convenient since it hasn't happened before or since, which is a fair assessment. But we believe by faith nevertheless. Now, this skeptic exercises varying degrees of faith throughout his or her day. For instance, when taking a flight to London, he hasn't met the CEO of the company that made the plane to know the quality of planes produced. He also hasn't met the pilot to test her flying skills and to know without a reasonable doubt that she can fly him to London. Additionally, half, if not all the time, he hasn't even researched the airline to check for recent faults beyond what makes the news, yet he believes he will arrive safely. To believe in some scientific theories takes faith. because they are difficult to verify, if not impossible to prove conclusively. Nobody has tested all scientific laws and proven them true 100% of the time. The theory on Earth's rotation stands stated earlier alludes to that. I haven't been to space or seen NASA's data myself, but I trust the information they provide. Similarly, we read books and accept information presented to us as truths by faith. It is not different as Christians reading the Bible and believing by faith. Another major premise of the Bible is mercy. God has mercy on people, hence why we have salvation. When Pastor Deboye says he prayed for the dollar to stop rising, he isn't claiming personal power. Instead, he's saying he cried to our Almighty God, who had mercy on us and believes this by faith. I'm pretty sure you can't tell me exactly what the FG did to stop the dollar, to make the dollar stop rising and reverse at the 2K mark. Trust me, if I bring my brother on this podcast, because I can explain it, but my brother is like a financial consultant. He can explain very well. But I'm enjoying this email. Firstly, we know we still don't produce and export as we ought to, yet the dollar reversed with some speed at the time. If you believe that they worked by some economic miracle, that's fair, but it's still a matter of faith. The pastor stroke Christian who believes that he prayed and God answered also believes by faith. We exercise faith every day in our lives, both in actions and inactions. I really like you guys to think on this as Christians and really reconcile your idea of Christianity with its reality. May God help us as you go about it. Amen. I know this isn't a faith-based podcast, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on the topic. Thank you all for what you do. Thank you all for what you do, Giants. The fact that I'm writing this is a testament to how much I've learned from you over the past year, especially in critical thinking, effective communication, and presenting ideas with clarity. God bless you all, and I look forward to your thoughts. Nifemi, shout out to you.
That's a wonderful email. That's a
brilliant email.
Yeah, shout out to Nifemi.
What a brilliant email.
The articulation is on point. Like,
yes. And you know what? She's got a point. she's got a point.
I can make a counter, but she has a strong point. Yeah.
I think we've already made our counters on the pod. If you guys want to go ahead, please go ahead.
No, the counter I have is I don't even think she's kind of like disagreeing with us.
I don't think so.
She made our points in the sense that it's okay to be skeptical because of our influences, education, media. Like it's natural. Like it's human to be.
Yeah.
Do you get? Where I also agree with her is the part of being delusional. And for you to be a firm believer of anything, you have to be delusional about that thing. So essentially that's the concept behind religion, right? Because this thing we're believing it is kind of intangible, right?
Yeah.
But we believe that's the concept of faith, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think you disagree with us. She was just urging us to believe more, to be more delusional.
Yeah.
That's what she's saying. You do get?
I think for me, I like what he or she said. My own point is that as a Nigeria growing up and you've seen the way organized religion, I'm not saying religion, organized religion has been in bed with powers that has not favored the masses of this country. They are kind of skeptical when they make statements like this. And as a Christian, you have to understand that faith does not go without works, right? So you imagine a Christian person, right? And the person is overweight and he's praying to God every day. God, I want to reduce. Please make me thin. It doesn't necessarily make sense if you do not go to the gym and work out, right? What I believe we are trying to say is that if you want the naira to go down, they are already proving steps to do that already. You don't need an Old Testament miracle to do that. You understand? That we should just go ahead and do this and it will work. But I'm not saying that God does not have the power to intercede in the affairs of men. He does. But in Nigeria's case, a lot of times we leave the basics and we always want God to come and do what we can do for ourselves. That's what we are saying at the end of the day. Because it's not magic to make the naira actually, a strong currency. It's not magic. It's doable. With the amount of people we have here, the intelligent people we have in Nigeria, we can actually do it. The problem is, when it comes to politics and all those other vague things that happen in the corridors of power, While that is still happening, you cannot come and call on God and say, God, help me. Like you say you want to be slim, we are eating chocolate every day. It's not going to happen. No matter the amount of prayer, you're not going to lose weight at the end of the day. So yeah, but I like your email, very articulated. We need more people like you on Twitter.
And when she talked about, she said you guys have said you are Christians and you believe in God, but it seems to me like you are having a hard time reconciling some ideas in your minds. You're right. I'm jaded.
Absolutely.
When it comes
Absolutely.
to I am full-time jaded. Do you understand? I grew up in church. I grew up attending. I was in a choir. I was in a drama group. Like
I was in a dance group, my guy.
I did the whole church. I did everything, but I'm jaded with what I've seen, with what I've experienced.
Yep.
I think it's normal,
and I still have a hard time reconciling with it.
Yeah, I think it's normal. Even Mother Teresa, some years ago, they found out that through her personal diaries, she had moments of struggle in her own faith. And this is Mother Teresa. Then who am I? Where they go church once in a blue moon. So I'm sure everybody has. Everybody has moments of struggle with.
I just want to say something. Since can we continue praying to reduce inflation? Number one, and to strengthen the naira. Can we continue? Like my point is where did the prayer happened and then it stopped. It didn't go to. Why was 2,000 the benchmark where everybody like, hold on, it can't go to be more than 2,000. What's going on here? And then can we pray for it to come back to 500? Like, how does it work? I would love to see that. How was 2,000 the mark where everybody said no, it can't go beyond 2,000. Let's pray. Can we pray some more to reduce it again? Like, I'm happy to do that.
Yeah, let's see, Sha. Adeboye also make his 30 end of New Year 2025 prophecies. So maybe it will be one of them. But the naira go back to 500.
Hopefully, man. We need naira to drop. Hopefully. All right. This is from Isaac. Hello, guys. Third time emailer here. Third time.
Wow.
Shout out to you. I was listening to the night shift episode, and at some point, I got this adrenaline rush and burst out saying, "If you don't listen to Loose Talk, you are missing." Man, shout out to you. Drop a bomb for you. That's you, man. Shout out to Isaac. Shout out to Isaac. Anyways, I'm writing in response to the guy who got a $6,000 ring. I just remember that guy. My God. $6,000 ring and has an issue with his girlfriend being too churchy. I understand his worries because I have been there. I just got out of a relationship and one of the issues was my girlfriend was becoming too churchy and we were finding it hard to find some balance. She was a serious church babe during the talking stage, and I've never had a problem with it because I myself am a Christian who's still finding his feet in faith. I felt it was time to settle down with someone who would help me grow into it. We started dating and things were going fine. She would have her night prayers and sometimes I even join her. Then months down the line, she told me to reduce or pause my secular music or get too spiritual about something. For example, she said me rewatching a particular scene in a movie about a hero because I liked it was idol worship and she wasn't joking. That took me out. Oh boy.
Man.
It says, or when there's controversy over what a pastor said online and I try to laugh about it with her or have a conversation about it, she gets offended and be avoidant. Then she started trying to force her views on certain topics on me, like on abortion, LGBT rights, etc. Things that don't even matter to me on a normal day.
I want to say that this is the second time I'm reading this on the podcast.
No, this is another story.
No, this is a different story.
This is another.
Are you sure?
I'm telling you, this is the third churchy person that we're talking about. Yeah. Because I did try look into it. One day we had one of these arguments on abortion and it really got heated. She left the house the next day and I ranted to my guys on our group chat and said a lot of mean things about her and her pastor. I agree that was messed up. Anyway, she came back after and went through my phone, saw everything I said on the group chat, and that was the end. Personally, I thought it could be with someone with polar opposite views than mine. Especially when they are not everyday matters like finance, hygiene, etc. I don't know if you guys get me, but I guess I was wrong. I'm sorry, your mail is not long. Don't apologize. They said, my podcast live show is coming up in December, and I'm going to talk about you guys there almost 5 years into podcasting because of the OGs that inspired me. Congratulations.
Yep.
Thank you guys for helping me be active and informed every week. God bless you guys and hustle. Yeah, shout out to you, Isaac. Quick one, Isaac, man. See, at the end of the day, man, you have to be happy. I say this all the time. You have to be happy. And I've advocated for if your wife is religious, it's okay. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But if it's getting to the point where it's disturbing for you,
it's sounding cultish already, man, bro.
Yeah. No, it might not even sound cultish or any other thing, right? But if you are not happy in a relationship, even though you felt you've compromised to a level, it's best to just keep it moving.
Yeah,
you don't want to be locked in with somebody and then you're sad every day.
That's suffocation.
Because you want to watch maybe John Wick was, and John Wick and who's the person in that mall? John Wick was not common.
Yeah. We're shooting each other.
Yeah, and you want to watch it all over again, and the person says that's idol worship. Come, that's crazy. That's crazy. And that's the thing about, like,
you see, you don't do them, but you don't reach my film. Film where me I want watch. Oh, sorry.
You understand? That's crazy. I've told you guys before now. I was driving to work. I was staying in Surulere at the time. I was driving to work. I was going through CMS. I saw a lady at, I think at Surulere or something. I picked her up. She was going, so, okay, she's in the seat. And I was listening to my A$AP Rocky 2013, no, the 2015 album. What's the name of that album?
Long Live A$AP or something.
Long Live A$AP.
At Long Last
A$AP. That album, that's his best album. Yeah.
Do you understand? And I'm listening to the album.
And I play the shit out of that album.
Man, bro, that album. Especially that guy that was. What's the name of that song?
That soulful guy.
Bro.
Soulful.
Bro.
Holy Ghost or something like that.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
All right, God.
Gosh.
Crazy.
Hey!
Oh, my God.
This nigga kept his soul from the devil. It's true. I guess, wait a minute now. It's your people really that goddamn in me.
Oh, my God.
Church bells and quiet sounds, tell them quiet down. Bow your head, the most highs around. Cocktails, guys and gals, fancy ties and gowns happen now. My entire sounds, how you trying to sound? Stop it now. They ask me why I don't go to church no more. Cause church is the new club and wine is the new pub.
I think that's what she heard, that she lost it.
I think that might be too much for her. Like, bruh, okay.
I think that's what she heard, that she lost it.
She wasn't really A$AP on that tip at all.
You understand? He said, well, that's why I don't go to church, because church is the new club. I think that's where she lost it. She looked at me and she said, you cannot be listening to worldly music. I looked at her
automatically
in the most bewildered manner and said, in my car.
That's someone who's delusional about her religion.
Do you understand? In my car.
In my motor.
That the devil bought me. In my car.
Oh, God.
Do you understand? That is crazy. Now that is crazy.
That is crazy.
That's crazy now. That's crazy. So if it's getting to that level, my brother, it's better to be happy. It's better. See, your happiness, you can't put your peace.
Happiness is paramount, man.
You can't trade those things for anything, bro. You think you can trade it, but really you can't. Because when that shit starts fucking with your mind, bro, your happiness, peace of mind, my brother. So I commiserate with you. No worry, women day markets. But you go shine now, yo, because the ones where day now. You understand? They don't come out. They don't tell you, say, oh, man, no finance without, no romance without finance. They don't come out boldly now. Before then, they hide. They hide before. I see, and I don't just want to come. Make they move. Then they hide before. Now they don't come out. Say, see, if you don't get money, hide your face.
Oh, man, they build teenagers now. 100K.
17-year-old self complain. Now that I know, say, don't finish.
Market don't finish.
Market don't spoil.
My brother, God will guide you to another one. A prayerful woman as well. Open eye, well. Open eye. God bless you, Isaac. All right, this is from Jimo. Jimo says, every man for his or her pocket. Greetings, men them. I trust everyone is doing great. Kudos to three of you and the great work you guys are putting out there. Did you guys see Asha perform at the state dinner in Paris? The one where President Tinubu and his wife were hosted by the French president?
That was very funny.
On the last episode, one of the concerns raised was why musicians no longer perform or make conscious music that directly or indirectly questions the government's incompetence. Osagie played a couple of songs from way back, and Asha's Jailer and Fire on the Mountain made it to the list. But there she was performing in front of the current president at the time, where the fire is not only on the mountain because water don't pass Gary. For someone like Asha, who is an OG and shouldn't really give a flying FUCK at this time of her life or deep into her career, what do you expect from an upcoming musician? At the end of the day, man, everyone is looking to line their pockets, and if they have to kneel to kiss the ring of the oppressors, they surely will. Quick comment on the last two episodes about voting for Trump because of cuts in Texas. As someone living here, amongst many other reasons why I did not support Trump, is his stance on police immunity. He is practically pushing for total immunity for the police. Do you know what that means? The men in blue will draw black men in a split second and will not even have to face the consequences of their misconduct of use of force and fatal shootings. Now who they are alive, they benefit from tax cut though. By the way, the tax cut shout here and there benefits the ultra rich. So I wonder why the average Joe is making decisions off that. All right, man. Shout out to Jimo, every man for him in his pocket. I can't blame anybody.
I think for artists, you can speak truth to power and you can still perform at state functions. And I believe she was invited by the French. What Macron, is he the prime minister or president?
President.
Yeah, I think she was invited by the president. This reminds me back. I think it was when Abacha did 1 million man march or something.
Yeah,
they invited Femi Kuti for something, and Femi Kuti said he was going to play. But what Femi Kuti said was they should give him like 30 million or one ridiculous amount back then that was really, really outrageous because he knew they could not give him and he didn't end up performing. So I don't know, it's your personal conviction.
All right, this is from Darkball. Tribal Bias. Hello, SAG's #1 pop culture curator and lead researcher. You have given me Ayomide's title. That's
no. I think he said, "What's up with SARS?" #1 culture curator, Osagie, then lead researcher, me.
All right. Okay. I see.
Yeah, in your hit 3 of us. Sharp.
Steve is on one today.
Steve Grammarly Detty. Anyway, so okay, shout out Dakpo is on point. I would first like to thank you guys for being amazing and always talking about topics that really matter in the grand scheme of things. AOT2 still your biggest fan. Saw you the other day at VI. Wanted to say hi, but I did not know how you would react, so I chickened out.
Jesus Christ!
Come on, if it was even me,
I think the guy has a point because Ayo can be very, very.
No,
even me might be a friend.
Ayo is the most chill person.
I'm just joking.
Na me the strong face pass.
I beg pull up.
Ayo is the most
chill. Ayo's chill.
Bro, if you see him next time, please reach out to him, extend a hand of fellowship. He will probably take you out to lunch or something.
This a lunch. Just did.
The reason I'm writing this mail is because I completely disagree with AOT2 and Steve's take on Ruben Abati's comment. First, I would like you to know that I watch the morning show every morning and I've been doing so for close to 2 years. I mean, without missing a day. I can't stream it says Ruben has always been that one journalist that always puts forward both sides of every issue. And I think that's how journalism should be. In fact, a lot of people dislike him for that because they are always saying he should pick a side. That particular day, he praised the Igbos. He even went ahead to use the popular analogy of saying, if you go somewhere and you don't see an Igbo person, run. But as always, he also said, on the flip side, some people will argue that it is as a result of how accommodating other tribes are. Then he went ahead to share the story he was told. Now I get when people see clips or incomplete stories, they jump on it. That's why he said on the show that it comes with the job. What I don't get is his colleague trying to make him apologize for giving a balanced statement. She knew better. She was beside him when he said it, and he said what he said. She said, people are saying you can't paint a whole tribe with one brush. But Abati is saying Igbos are hardworking and entrepreneurial on the same program. Is that not painting the entire tribe with one brush? I think journalists should do more what Abati does, sit on the fence, tell both sides of the story, and let the audience form an opinion, their own opinion. I really love the Igbos. I hardly see the tribe in people because I grew up in Abuja, served in Kano, schooled in Oshun and Ilorin. I have lived in Makurdi and Enugu and now in Lagos. But if you always read tribal meanings to everything people say, we should be worried about you.
That was a fair point. Yeah.
I don't know. I think my issue with Ruben Abati's take was that it was just entirely wrong, and even the people close to the situation of the gist that he gave to us, that someone wanted to buy a land from his in-laws and they refused. It was just so simply untrue. Do you get, like, that was my point. My point is he didn't the story that he gave about his certain situation or his scenario was not true. Do you get? You know, that's my point.
All right, let's do some Ask the Giants. Da-da-dum.
Gang.
Okay, first one is from Anonymous. Says crushing with no game. I hope this email finds you well. I'm writing to share a bit of a personal situation and to seek your advice and hopefully some wisdom from your female listeners too. Here's the thing. I'm in a fix about creating a friendship or maybe something more with a beautiful lady I have a crush on, whom I met on one of the social media platforms. To set the stage, I've got my life together, at least I think so. I work in an IT role in the UK, can afford my basic needs, and honestly, life is generally good, sha. But my dating life, that's where things take a nosedive because, bro, I got no game. I've always attributed this to my lack of social life during university. My grades were bad in my first year, so I had to work extra hard to pull myself up and eventually graduated with a second class upper. By the time I realized what I was missing, my 4 years were gone, and the vibrant social life that university could have given me completely passed me by. My last serious relationship was back in secondary school, and my girlfriend now is married with kids. Yeah, I met some girls here in the UK, but it was either they weren't it or the ones I liked were not feeling me. To make matters a bit complex, I am an introvert. When I'm not comfortable with someone, I'm quiet and reserved. But when I'm cool with you, I'll crack your ribs with jokes and gist until your stomach hurts. The problem now is I'm struggling to build a bond with this amazing lady. I genuinely don't know what to ask or say to her, and I feel like I will lose her attention. A part of me wants to come clean and say, I'd like to be friends with you because I find you attractive and I'm looking for something serious. But at the same time, I don't want her to miss out on the experience of being wanted and chased. From what I've read and seen on YouTube, women love the chase just as men love the hunt. So here I am reaching out for advice, and I know there are many female listeners who might have valuable insights, and I'd love to hear from them. And of course, I trust the three of you giants to drop some solid wisdom as always. Thank you for saving my Mondays with your podcast. Keep up the good work. From Anonymous. I am going to hand this over to our relationship expert, Mr. Steve, the lead researcher, Detty.
I don't even know what to say.
AKA Holy Police.
Oh man.
AKA Holy Police.
My mantra for 2025 is no fear.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's how I'm going to.
Do you
that's
have
how
a
I'm going
sticker
to
for
the new year. I think as an adult, you have every right to express whatever that you feel about someone, right? Without being scared of the reaction or maybe the response. You get? I think what is scaring you now is just the fear of being rejected, you know? And my brother, it's part of the game. Do you get? So just go with that fear. You already know that you have a problem. Your dating life is not. Attack it without fear, and the result that comes out, accept whatever result that comes out of it. If you go talk to a lady and she says no, you move on. The other ladies again, you find another one, and you keep trying until it works. There's no need, being your fear is now keeping you, is holding you, keeping you from acting on, having like a steady relationship, something that you crave for. So go without fear and express your thoughts and your feelings towards the person that you like, and whatever comes out of it, you accept it and move on. Thank you.
My guy, shoot, don't talk. Finish. No, this
If you want to shoot.
Shoot, don't talk. Ask the babe out. She said no. You move on. That's how it is, man. Yeah.
Man. You know.
Hey!
This is not what I want to hear. It's, you want to shoot, don't talk.
No, I'm not playing that.
I'm not playing that.
I'm not playing that.
Also present the best version of yourself all the time. So dress well, look well, groom well, and just keep going out on dates. You get better at this, just conversing with women, and before you know it.
Exactly. And like I always tell you, just if you know that you don't want to like come up straight with the relationship thing, just be friends, be a good guy, be friends, be there for her, and
don't be a nice guy.
Happen.
Be a good guy. There's a difference.
Be a good guy, not a nice guy.
Yeah.
Be a good guy.
We just talk. Can we just talk about where we're going before we get lost? Let me our thoughts. Can't get what we want without knowing. I've never felt like this before. I apologize if I'm moving too far. Can we just talk? Can we just talk? Figure out where we're growing.
That's it, bro. My brother, just talk. See that thing you said. You know what to say. You said it. I like to be friends with you because I find you attractive and I'm looking for something serious. Tell her, I'm an introvert. I find it hard expressing myself, but this is what I mean. Tell her. You think she's going to scare her away? That does not stop the chase and the hunt that you are talking about. So the bushmeat and the hunter, don't worry, it's still in play.
Also, be careful. Also, my guy, be careful about that, the chase and the hunt, because 6 years, some people still the hunt.
Do you understand? So, my brother, just express the way you feel. Just express it. If it's somebody that genuinely likes you, let me tell you something about someone that you genuinely like. If someone genuinely likes you, they create an excuse for everything just to like you. That's one thing I know. You understand? If this person genuinely likes you as well, she's excited that you're even telling her this and she wants to be around you. So I understand that, for a long time, if not like you didn't date during university, it's been a while, but you found this person, talk to this person. And then you start to create scenarios where you are together and you can have conversations. Like you said, once the person gets to know you and is in your inner circle, you are more expressive, right? So it's a pitch. Just pitch it to her. That's it. And I wish you all the best. And please write back to us because I like to see
updates.
Báwo ni? How far? Kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀? Kí ló happen? Fún updates. Fún update, oh boy. This is from the DOC. Update on Life Dilemma Part 2. Good day, Giants. I'd like to be called the Doc. Thanks for everything you've been doing. This is Part 2. This Part 2 is going to be lengthy. No problem. Don't apologize. Just tell us. It says, I was the one that talked about having to move from my dad's house with all the emotional and physical abuse. Do you remember this guy?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Super. Good news for me. I finally got a room self-con and I am happy with myself. But my joy has been short-lived because I'm thinking about the things I could have done with that 1 million naira I spent. The rent is 500k, by the way, and it's still okay. The area is cool. I got the place by mistake, and I'm very, very grateful to God. I'm sad because I'm supposed to start my HND program next year, and I'm thinking of how I will get my fees paid and still hustle rent and furnish the apartment. Well, when there is a will, there will definitely be a way. I tried reaching out to people, but they aren't having things easy too. I believe there's no best time to leave my father's house, and the best time and right time is yesterday. I'm telling him I've gotten a place on the 22nd and I'm moving out on the 30th. First on the on the first visit on the first and celebrate New Year. Then plan my next visit 6 months later. It's this period I understand why our parents' houses were filled with party souvenirs. That's a nice one. This period, any party I'm attending, I'm hustling for cups, etc. Now I don't blame why people fight at parties because they didn't get gifts. Before I forget, I reached out to my friends on how I can make side money. A large amount of them said fraud. I can't do fraud in any way, and I haven't even considered it because God has always used me as an example when I'm trying to take advantage of someone, especially in a business venture. My chi doesn't accept fraud, and I wouldn't do it till I leave the face of the earth. Good for you. I did electrical wiring in my place, and the amount has my head spinning. Regards, we move. Now my agenda is to paint, hopefully by Christmas week, and I should have been able to do so. I would like to appeal to Loose Talk listeners. Any household appliances they can spare would be appreciated. Attached is my number 090-759-44578. It is not easy anywhere. Thank you, Giants, for your suggestions and all that you've been doing. This past few weeks has been old episodes I've been using to keep my mind cool. I started listening officially this year, and so I started officially listening this year. So I started last year 2 weeks ago. Oh, good for you. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you too for writing in DOC, and I'm glad you were able to leave that abusive relationship and you started something. You find out it's not easy, but you're on your feet, and it's progress since you've written to us from last time. I will personally donate to you. What should I donate? What should Loose Talk donate?
Either microwave or fridge, anyone. Let's
do a microwave. All right, we'll give you a microwave. Right? Yeah, you get a microwave from us. We have your number. We'll hit you up on WhatsApp. We'll send you money. Please, if anybody wants to hit you didn't put your account number, but you have your phone number here. So if people want to reach out to you and help you, that's good for you. From Loose Talk crew, we donate you to you a microwave. At least you can warm your food. Yeah, so that's for you. All right, and shout out to DOC, and I wish 2025 will be an amazing year for you and you're able to navigate your relationship with your family as well. All right, this is from E. E talks about tribe and family. Hello, Giants. Please keep me anonymous. Fine. I have a girlfriend and we've been dating for about 2 years now. We're really in love with each other, but here's the problem. My family doesn't support me getting married to her because we're from different tribes. They prefer I marry someone from the same tribe with me or as me. I'm really confused and devastated at the moment. Do I go against my parents' advice and ignore them? Will there be consequences for getting married without my parents' support? I'm honestly tired of these tribal sentiments with our parents' generation. I look forward to your advice. Thank you. Oh, I now will hand over the mic to our relationship expert, Mr. Steve, the lead researcher, Detty, who looks exhausted already. Steve, over to you.
No. It's the question that exhausted me because I don't know why this is a question in 2024. Like your parents, your father is not the one. Like your parents are not the one. Like who will be in a marriage with you. Like you have to be able to take it. Like if you are like it takes like maturity and being a man to get married, right? So if you're really a man and you're really matured, I don't think you need anyone to help you choose a spouse, right? That's from my own perspective. And the issue here just being tribe does not even, if it was some character thing, maybe a character flaw they've spotted or some, family issue. This is just like tribe. So I don't know how your financial situation is. Maybe your parents are still your sponsors or like if they had like the hold they have over you. I don't really know, but I don't think it's ideal for you to be listening to them for that reason, for tribal reasons. You're in love with a girl, she's in love with you. You guys believe that you guys are in love with each other. So I don't know why this is a big issue. I suggest you rebel and get married to who you want to get married to, because at the end of the day, when you get married, it's your personal business. It's you are the man. It's two of you become one. So you alone should be left. You should be left alone to make that decision yourself. So yeah, that's just my own point of view. Thank you.
100% facts, bro. At the end of the day, it's your life.
It's your life. Nobody's
I would,
going to
however,
believe you.
like to put some context into play here. If you do feel very connected to your family, if you are very connected to your family and you feel this might fracture it and you weigh that relationship with your family over other things, then maybe you want to consider. It's where
that means you're not even ready to get married in the first place, to be very honest. Because if you put your family,
it's true.
People don't understand what marriage is or something like that. Like,
they say a man shall pick a wife and create his own family.
You hold on to it's even going to be a problem to the person you get married if you hold your family to that like such high regard. I honor my dad and I honor my parents. Like I hold them like high regards. But at the end of the day, I'm married now. And my family
your own
right
person,
now
man. Your own
it's simple, you know. Like my number one family now is my wife and my, you know, that's it.
Simple, yeah.
This is simple. That's the number one priority.
It does come with, what I'm just trying to say, it does come with some sort of like, I don't want to use the word consequences because it feels like what you did was wrong, but it does come with some sort of consequence. And if you're ready to deal with like the issues, then it's fine. And, you know, move ahead. I'm just saying there might be some fractured relationships. And if you're okay with that, then you're okay with it. It's a cross you have to carry. Yeah, it's a cross
you have to carry. Yeah.
But again, Mr. E, it's all down to what? Your happiness. Who are you going to be happy for? I have a friend who's a lady, right? And like the dad told her she has to marry. She's Igbo, she has to marry. And I'm like, so you're going to meet someone from another tribe who cares for you, ticks all the boxes and loves you genuinely. And then you look at that person and say, I'm sorry, you're not my tribe member, so I can't marry you. Is that what's going to happen? And then your parents will die and leave you on earth, hopefully.
Yep.
Right? And you be in a sad marriage.
Like, is that how you want to live your life? And that's what a lot of parents do. They brainwash their children and, you know, insert their fangs in the lives of their children forever till they die.
Mm-hmm.
And then they leave their children feeling empty or not fulfilled. And then the cycle continues with their own children.
Yeah.
Like I told my wife, see, your kids, they want to do this, let them do it. It's their life. Like, let them do it. Let them be expressive. Let them do what they want to do. Let them make their own choices. We'll guide them, right? But it gets to a point where they want to do what, and we feel like it's not going to harm them. Man, they are their own people. They're extensions of us, but they're not really extensions of us. You get what I mean? Mm-hmm. You know? So, please. Yeah. We've gotten to the end of
They Ask the Giants.
Yeah. We've gotten to the end.
Yep.
Yeah, we've gotten to the end, guys. We are at the end of the pod. We are at the end of the pod, guys. Yes.
Our ending is trash. Like we don't know how to like end the podcast properly. This is the end, guys.
I think we end because we're so exhausted at the end.
Okay.
But it's fine. We're gonna end it on a high. Let's do this.
Let's go.
They say it's either you go hard or you go home.
Yes.
You get money or get lost.
We're ending it on a high. 2025, all the clients are going to pay. This is the official prayer for clients. Let's go.
Money no go sweet, but who know it? Baba God for me clients, my mulati. To my great road, so they will be dangote. To my funny like a bar, to my current. Money no go sweet, but who know it? Baba God for me clients, my mulati. To my great road, so they will be dangote. To my funny like a bar, to my current. He be there. Hope say they get money. Hope say they get money. Hope say they get money. I hope say they get money. To my evil boys, them. Hope say they get money. Hope say they get money. If it's not making money, it's not making sense. Hope say they get money. I like don't trust me. I like trust yourself. If you don't like me, I like fuck yourself. I feel me let. I call you see me 10 let's set. Now only me what can come up anyone yourself. Time along here, let's up my power sick. I want to graduate, I want to share my trip. Call a better you want to make a tower tea. Kwani juju low Africa magic. Don't more cash out, don't let get my boss me. Wanna kiss English rap when I get my force. Go join force, I'm a king, go and join force me. Wanna get accelerate, get that clutch me. Time I let me work in my tapada, yeah, by Igbo. I keep it real for the streets.
Kalama Iko, Oku, I am not your Eruku, your share Jesus Christ, let me jump Koku. Money no go sweet for who know it. Baba God from my clients, my mulote. So my great road, all over Dangote. So I'm putting like a bar, so my current. Money no go sweet for who know it. Baba God from my clients, my mulote. So my great road, all over Dangote. So I'm putting like a bar, so my current. You be there, hope say you get money. Hope say you get money. Aboki, hope say you get money. I hope say you get money. To my evil boys, them, hope say you get money. Hope say you get money. If it's not making money, it's not making sense. Hope say you get money.